Have you ever wondered why your boogie woogie playing, learning, or practicing just doesn't sound quite right? You know, maybe there's something off about it that you can't quite pinpoint. Maybe you know what it is and you just need a solution for it. Don't worry about that, because no matter what it is, if it's hand independence, making mistakes, playing too fast, playing too slow, and not understanding the structure, anything, I'm gonna narrow it down to 3 main mistakes that you're probably making that are holding you back from progressing faster, having a lot more fun, and feeling a lot more confident. Like, these mistakes usually ruin a student's confidence, and if you don't fix them fast, then you might run into the risk of ingraining them long term, which is going to be terrible for your learning journey, because you probably want to become a very good boogie woogie player. You know, if you're on a video of mine, I know you're passionate about it, I know you want some help with it, and I'm here to give that to you. And don't worry about it, because most students that I work with in my program, they have these mistakes ingrained from the start, because maybe they've been practicing without a mentor or guidance for a while. So this video is going to focus on these 3. We're going to just quickly go through them, and by the end of this video, if you watch it until the very end, you're going to basically save a bunch of time and frustration in the future, because then you know about these and you can work on these mistakes. First mistake that most beginners make is rushing the left hand. Huge mistake. And you might think this might not be a big deal, or you might not do this. Trust me, you do this, because I do it myself as well. Okay, even I do this, especially when I'm performing live. You can maybe see it on some of my live performances, but I'll just demonstrate what I mean, right? So what I mean by rushing the left hand is this. Let's say you're playing. You can't catch up with your left hand because you keep speeding up, but maybe the right hand riffs aren't as ingrained yet as they should be to keep up with the speed of your left hand, right? So rushing the left hand is very common, because the left hand, once you've practiced it enough, doesn't change anymore. So it's going to be very independent and in your fingers. So you want to play fast, but your right hand won't be able to keep up, right? So if this is an issue that you have, since the left hand is the foundation of boogie woogie, here's the fix. And this might seem boring to you, but you need to use a metronome or a backing track. And I know, Jonah, why you want me to practice with metronome? Trust me, usually I stray away from these classical methods and focus all about learning by listening and repeating and experimenting and just understanding what you're doing. That's my teaching style, you know, just focusing on enjoyment and progression and creativity. But for this problem, if your left hand is speeding up and you're getting faster and slower, and as you become faster, you mess up your riffs, you need to just put on a backing track that I'm just going to show you really quick how to do in a quick little video here. And then watch that video, and I'm going to demonstrate it. And then you're going to know how to do that. And then you can practice with a backing track, which is awesome. I'll also leave the backing track links in the description for you, so you can just click that. No friction. You can just put one on the background and just practice whatever you've been practicing. If you have this mistake, you can just do that very efficiently, okay? Now, the second mistake leads us right into that one, because the second mistake that we're going to look at is playing with a straight rhythm instead of a swing rhythm. Now, in boogie woogie, we have something very important called the swing rhythm, okay? It sounds like this. You can hear that swing, you can feel that, right? You need to develop a feeling for it. And all you're doing when you're playing in a swing, that all you're doing is you're putting one note shorter than the other, right? So the and notes are always, when you're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the and notes are always the shorter note. Okay? So the 1 and 2 and 3. Just like this. And 4 in a very slow tempo would be like this. And 2 and 3 and And this is my first task for you. Over exaggerate the swing, right? Meaning you want to put the longer note, so the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. You want to make it longer than it actually is, so over exaggerate that, and the shorter one, make it shorter than it actually is, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You know, so you're kind of putting a pause in the whole rhythm. That's my first exercise for you. Okay, just like that. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay? Because what you don't want is a straight rhythm, which sounds like this. You can hear that difference. I'm just gonna switch between straight and swing. Okay? Swing. Straight. Same tempo, guys. Just different way of playing. Swing. Same tempo. Swing. Straight. Swing. Swing. Straight. Okay? So you want to really get away from a straight rhythm. That's super important, guys. You don't want to ingrain and practice with a straight rhythm because it's going to bite you later on, okay? So do that exercise that I told you about right there, just over exaggerating the straight notes and the eighth notes and the quarter notes, okay? Over exaggerating them just for like 3 minutes a day. If you really mean business, if you want to become great on the piano with Boogie Woogie, you must do this, okay? And also, the backing track will help immensely with that. So this is very efficient learning. If you put on a backing track, practice with it, you're killing 2 flies with 1 slap. I don't know if that's a saying in English. It's in German for sure. Yeah, you're basically killing 2 flies with one slap. So the backing track for mistake 1, speeding up the left hand, like rushing the left hand bass line, and mistake 2, playing in a straight feeling instead of swinging. Backing track, put it on, and use the link in my description to get backing tracks straight sent to you. All right? Now, let's move on to the third mistake. The third mistake is ignoring your hand independence. And I know, this might seem like something that you're not doing. You might think you aren't ignoring hand independence, but often you are actually ignoring hand independence because you're not hard focusing on it. So what I want you to do is check out these videos right here and work through them, and then remember the exercise and do it every day for a week if you struggle with hand independence. So that's the third mistake here, and the solution is right here on screen, just these videos that you can work through to really nail this problem and not make this mistake. You know, and really just also another thing you can do whenever you're learning a new thing, like a new riff, start practicing it separately first. And then you're going to add it together after you've done it separately. Don't jump in to do it together instantly. That's going to neglect your hand independence and you're going to be ahead of yourself, and it's not going to be that helpful. Okay? So that's the third mistake. And guess what? I'm going to give you a bonus mistake that a lot of beginner students make. Learning too much at once. Fourth mistake, bonus mistake for you. Learning too much at once. What do I mean by this? Well, things like riffs. You could learn 1 trillion riffs, right? There's endless riffs in Boogie Woogie. Even I have about, like in Boogie Woogie Mastery, just the riff courses are like 50 modules or something. I haven't counted them recently, and I keep adding to them because I learn new riffs, so there's always new stuff to learn in Boogie Woogie Mastery, for example, or even on YouTube, right? Like my lessons. But if you haven't gotten the foundations down, like hand independence and basic riffs, the most common riffs, like all the time riff, the 12-bar blues progression, swing rhythm, playing maybe a song like Swanee River Boogie, which I made a free lesson on, by the way. You can watch that as well to learn it as a beginner. All of those things that already sound nice. Oh, and also chords and chord rhythms, super good for the start, so you can get into swinging early. Yeah, learn that first, guys, and then focus on that a bit, and then learn new stuff. Like, don't have 20 different construction sites in your playing, because it's going to overwhelm you and frustrate you and make you think that you're the problem, when in reality you just need more like a plan. You need a roadmap, right, to adhere to, which I do give to my students. But if you're doing it from a YouTube video, it can be easy to make the mistake of just jumping from video to video, learning new thing, without actually spending some time to practice it. So I never want to see you like work through all my videos just one time, or not even, right? For example, you watch all my videos and you watch them, but you don't work on the exercises after. You just watch them, to feel productive, but maybe you're not productive with them, right? Then I would love to see you actually take some time for each of them and rewatch my videos and courses and actually ingrain the stuff in detail, right? Which you should do if you're learning on your own here without any help, okay? So that's the fourth mistake: learning too much too fast. Okay, master the things first. Like Bruce Lee says, I'm not afraid of the man who practices 1,000 kicks 1,000,000 times, but I'm rather afraid of the man who practices one kick 1,000,000 times. Something like that, right? That's the fourth mistake that most beginners make, and the solution. So learn more of the basics, the foundations, and master those, so you have such an easier journey moving ahead. And if you master those foundations, you can kickstart the rest of your journey and have time on your side, because you're going to be faster with everything else after that. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little lesson here, more of a theory lesson, but I wanted to get this out there if you're a beginner and you might struggle with these mistakes, because I wouldn't want you to like frustrate yourself and think that you're just untalented. Or I've had some students say that they're too old to learn, and then I always prove them wrong if we do work together, or if they work on these mistakes to like stop them. Of course, there are many more mistakes. I actually made another video where I cover 5 more. There's dozens, hundreds even, but it's too much to put in one video. These are just 3 of the most common ones for beginners who are actively like pursuing boogie, right? Actively learning this music style. So let me know in the comments if you had any of these mistakes ingrained, okay? So I would be curious to hear. And if you want help, like I said, you can join Boogie Woogie Mastery. Still have some spots free over there. And you can join us all learning Boogie Woogie in a very time efficient and enjoyable manner, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for all the support as well. I'm very appreciative of all the comments. I read them all. I don't answer all the time because I'm very busy with my one-to-one students. But if I do answer, I really mean it. And yeah, I appreciate this support. And like and subscribe if you can, if you haven't already. And then I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.